Greetings, Rashid back here with the showcase. Today we got Misunderstood, internationally known, and all that good stuff. We're going to go into it, let her tell you a brief history on her success, her triumphs, and all the stuff that comes in between. Let's get into it. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Rashid. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let us know. We see you got this this hijab, this scarf wrapped around your head. So obviously you're Muslim. So let us know how long you've been practicing Islam.
Okay, well, I was introduced to Islam at the age of 11. So, without telling my age, women never tell her age. Without telling my age, I want to say that it's been about
20 plus.
Yeah, 20
Leave it
plus.
at that.
Yeah, 20 plus.
So we all know you're at least 28, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. About that. Almost 20 or something.
So, what are some of the activities that you have going on that you involve yourself in?
You talking about Islamically or just overall?
Anything, overall.
Oh, well, I like doing a lot of different things for fun. I'm really down to earth, I'm into nature, like nature walks and aquariums and zoos and things like that, carnivals, and I have a preschooler, so I'm very active, like going to the movies. I like going to plays and I like a lot of things, a lot of Islamic events and conventions and lectures and henna parties and bridal shower, like this stuff.
Okay. What kind of lectures are you into? You said going to lectures. Are there any specific lectures or speakers that you prefer to go to?
Well, I like lectures that are basically about, anything that's progressive, that can just, that's just going to be good for the soul, like good food for the soul. Want to talk about sisterhood, brotherhood, ways to, make ourselves better, how we can get better as a community and, community issues and things related to us. I'm into a lot of different things. I mean, there are some speakers who boring, and I just be like, I really try to avoid those because, I want to go, I want to learn, I don't want to be, and you know what I mean, and falling asleep. So some people, they don't have the gift of gab. They really, shouldn't be giving them talks.
Okay. Well, take us through a brief journey of music, how you got to the level in your, I guess you would say, music career.
Okay. Well, I started writing rhymes at 11. It was like a, real, something to do just for fun. I was attending a private Islamic school, and it was boring. So it was something to bring excitement. The school was too strict. It was like needed some type of excitement. So I found myself during the lunch period writing raps and things like that. Cause I said, you know what? Something got to give. It's just too dry. So I did it. We'd be at the lunch.
Okay.
And then I kick it. And then, of course you would never let the people, in charge of the school. None of the school staff could know that I'm doing that because we're not supposed to, but it became something people was looking forward to. Then I would sneak in the bathroom, try to kick a few rhymes. Then in high school, it was like I would rhyme in the classroom and people would get so excited about my raps that the teacher would have to exclusively put away some class time. She would bribe the class by saying, like, if you all finish this project and stuff, then, such and such amount of minutes before the period ends, then, she gets to recite her rap. So, I mean, just doing for years and years underground, battling people. I went to college. I was the first female battle rap champion when I was at Manhattan Community College. Like, I just was doing so much throughout the years. I had a partner, we were a duo. We was going to be the next hottest duo after Salt and Pepper. They didn't have it. They don't normally come out with that many rap duo women. So my journey been long. Once I made a decision, once I seen the success that Lauryn Hill had with the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, the album. I seen her accolades. I said, you know what? I don't need to, because I was writing like, bull crap, money, drugs, sex, this and that, things I don't even know nothing about, wasn't even really my life, and things like that. Cursing. I said, oh, I want to do what Lauryn Hill does. Look, she's getting accolades. She's winning. I want to do what Common Sense does. I want to do what Talib Kweli does. And at that time, my manager said to me, they don't make no money. I said, well, they going gold. At that time, platinum was a big thing, but I said, they're going gold. They're selling 500,000 records. We want to sell 500,000 records. We ain't in it for that. That's not going to. So we had to split, and no one believed in my vision. I went on my own, started doing how the same way they have gospel rap. I started doing Islamic rap, for our people, because we didn't have it. And I said, you know what, this is where my heart is. And then I've been doing that ever since. And that in itself has been a journey, ups, downs. I've done street fairs. I've done performances at Rikers Island, men and women's division. I've done plenty of, our Islamic celebrations, Eids. I've done, Showtime, cable, documentary Cover Girls. I've done like so much stuff, tour the UK, Ireland, Paris, Sweden, just so much. So it's just been a progression up and down, dealing with critics, dealing with the men, what they got to say, dealing with the women, what they got to say, trying to represent for us, still trying to be fashionable, still trying to, only getting pennies, sometimes getting support, not getting support. So it's a long journey, long road. We like 5 CDs and I done did about 5 or so CDs. And, now I'm just trying to broaden my audience. So I'm just making a little change, just to get some new fans.
Okay, well, would you say musically, music has advanced your Islam, or has Islam advanced your music? How do those two join together? How do they mesh?
Well, I would have to say, I think that a lot of my music is a reflection of my reading and my learning, my knowledge of Islam. And sometimes it keeps me on my toes, because when I know I'm going to have to bring something to the public, which people are going to scrutinize, or people are going to listen, some people are going to take as like gospel, I have to make sure my stuff is correct. So it's like researching, checking all my checking all the facts to make sure that when I put the stuff out, that is correct. So it gives me like work to do. And it's like if I do a CD and I make a song and I do the song about Ramadan and I put it out, and then the next Ramadan song I make, I gotta now say something different that I didn't say the last CD. So now I have to look for something else, or dig deeper, or think deeper, or to come up with it. So I definitely won't say that my music has that won't say Islam. I mean, I wouldn't either that way that you phrase it. I wouldn't quite pick those words per se. How I'm saying that I incorporated, I think is a better reflection, because I could always be better in my Islam, and maybe me being better would mean that I wasn't doing music per se.
Okay. Any projects? I know you said you got 5 albums out. Are you doing anything new, or are you just trying to refresh those?
Oh well, right now I'm working on my album. It's untitled. Original songs, original beats. It's I don't have a title. I have some ideas for some things I may want to name it, but I've just been working in the studio and just trying to create good music, trying to build my buzz, trying to think about what things are relevant to me to write about. What are some things people might want to hear about? What's the direction that I want to go? So I'm really excited about my new project. I want to do some, new videos, and
Okay.
and I also, at some point want to release my book because, you know, it's halfway done, and at some point I would like to put it out. So the new stuff is coming. I'm just real hush hush about it, but I've still been trying to record a little promotional mixtape stuff just so people, while they're waiting, they can have something to listen to. So whenever I hear the record, it's a big record, I'm gonna jump on that.
All right. Now, you just did a song. You just did a video for Black History Month. Do you want to touch on that just a brief minute, and what inspired you to really put that together?
Well, I didn't just do the video. You did the video, Rashid. We're going to give you the credit. Okay, Rashid Hafiz, you know, compiled and organized that for me. Made it great. It was actually very good. The video, I wanted a visual that went along with the actual song, Greatness, you know. And I wrote that song because I felt as if us as a people, we come from a great line of people, successful, or people who have created some good inventions, or who have gave up some real valuable lessons, things that, you know, that we are still using to this day. And I just thought that they needed a tribute, you know. People only worry about the tribute for the month of February, with Black History Month, which happens to be the shortest month of the year, which I find to be an insult anyway. But I didn't release the song. This song was actually already done it's from my old CD. I just think maybe it was overlooked. So I said, you know what? Black History Month is coming. We do need to promote it. I do need to put it out. And I thought, in light of the assassination of Malcolm X taking place, Rosa Parks just had a birthday. Just all of the different factors, and then what's happening with Nicki Minaj and that whole Malcolm X on the cover and being referred to as such. I felt like, you know, that this is how you pay tribute to the people who were contributing to our society, the way I'm doing it, not by, you know, calling them N words, not by making memes that like make jokes or poke fun at them. You know, like we shouldn't, they went through a whole lot for us to be in the position that we in. We need to show a gratitude or respect. And, you know, is it okay to joke? I like to make jokes, but we shouldn't make jokes about Emmett Till and what happened with him. Or people shouldn't use him in their rap songs to make a hot line, and it's not in a good context.
Okay. So. As you wind down, I really want to touch on how would the struggle of being Muslim and a female in doing this music thing. Have you had any uncomfortable situations that you want to maybe tell someone about, and maybe help someone else in their struggles to advise them with, and that you maybe went through?
Well, I've been doing this for a long time. I've had a long list of just, you know, negative energy, like that just have been, that have happened throughout time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my supporters, you know, you have been one of them. A lot of people have been, riding with me and supporting me, you know, and I'm really thankful for that. But in terms of the negative, you know, I will be performing on a show and someone send their kid to the stage to tell me to shut up in the middle of my set. You know, I've had people, you know, write things on my videos on YouTube, or hip hop in my way to the hellfire. Things like that take very personal. Like, I've had some people say things to me. People talk, you know, men would talk about my looks, you know, and stuff like that. I don't look like a celebrity. I look sloppy in my appearance, or you're supposed to be X, Y, and Z. Why you don't look like, as if it isn't hard already to be a hijabi. Like, at no time do you want a man to insult your appearance if you're a covered woman, because no, you know, we already go through enough, and nobody wants to have a complex about how they look, or like a self-esteem. So I've dealt with a lot. All I'm gonna say is, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad. It's gonna come. And you just got to keep moving forward. You got to keep striving. You got to make sure you shut the haters up. So you have to make sure that you're always, that you're on top of your stuff. Make
All
sure
right.
your stuff is good.
Well, let's get ready to shut them up and shut them down. We're going to have you perform a little bit. Let's knock them out the box. All right? We'll be back in a few.
Yeah, it's Misunderstood. And I got my little helper, my daughter here. Let's go, y'all. Come on. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. People don't know something, they'll speculate. If they think they know something, they'll fabricate. And if they know something, they'll just hate. But you gotta make it happen for you anyway. Make a move that makes a difference. Stop worrying about people, leave it to the senses. Show your strength like a gymnast. And if you have to, mix it up like a chemist. Just make sure your goals are no limit. Shortcut or not, just handle the business. Show your skills like tennis and get back up the fight when they think you finished. What? You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. What? You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. Shine so people see their way through the dark. Don't be afraid to put the horse for the cart. People gonna judge you, but they don't know your heart. Another day, another dollar, another start to make your bite louder than your bark. You gotta be authentic, be humble, be smart. Take no days off, you gotta get that bread. Who cares about sleep when you're dead? Don't keep calm, you gotta get excited. Make your presence known so you don't feel slighted. And don't let fear interfere with the woman or the man in the mirror. Let's go. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. Yes, you gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind and don't let nobody stop your shine. One time for the kids.
You gotta rise and grind, don't let nobody stop your shine. You gotta rise and grind.
More unity in the world, y'all. You know, people come from different backgrounds. They got different religions, different races. And as y'all can see, we Muslim, but we for the unity. You a hater, I better be respected. Listen up, y'all, this is not another flow. Brothers still being held in Guantanamo. Still Islamophobia everywhere I go. People still ignorant, they really don't know. Interfaith meetings, yeah, that's where we at. With the Muslim leaders condemning the attacks. We donating blood, we about saving lives. And some of us cried when them 20 kids died. EMT doctors aiding those in pain. We helping victims of the hurricane. Food, clothing, clean up and repair. Irene, Sandra, Katrina, we there. We chaplains in jail when some is in correction. Serving in the army, feeling the rejection. Muslims are voting, run for office. You show up to work, guess who your boss is? Where's the unity? What?
Where's the unity?
Yeah. Where's the unity? Yeah. Where's the unity? Muslims outstanding citizens of your community. I don't have a record, not a terrorist. I don't have a record. My passport legit, I better be respected. I pay to fly, people give me all these crazy looks. Pray in the airport, they stare like they shook. She chanting something. What did she say? Up. Come on, y'all. This the unity song. We got people coming from different backgrounds, different races, different religions, different class. As you can see, we Muslim, but we for the unity. Listen up, y'all, this is not another flow. Brothers still being held in Guantanamo. Still Islamophobia everywhere I go. People still ignorant, they really don't know. Interfaith meetings, that's where we at. With the Muslim leaders condemning the attacks. We donating blood, we about saving lives. And some of us cry when them 20 kids die. ENT doctors, aiding those in pain. We helping victims of the hurricane. Food, clothing, cleanup and repair. Irene, Sandy, Katrina, we there. We chaplains in jail when some is in correction. Serving in the army, feeling the rejection. Muslims are voting, run for office. You show up to work, guess who your boss is?
Unity.
Yeah, yeah.
With unity.
Yeah. Come on.
Unity.
Where's the unity? Muslims outstanding citizens in our community. I'm not a terrorist. I don't have a record. My passport legit. I better be respected. I pay to fly. People give me all these crazy looks. Pray in the airport. They stare like they shook. She's chanting something. What did she say? Allahu Akbar. That just means God is great. I go through the kiosk. I'm printing out my schedule. On the plane, stewardess forgot to give me pretzels. I'm sitting in my seat, trying to be still. Order kosher, don't want the random Muslim meal. My measurements, my secret, they only for my man. So why this thirsty dude trying to do a body spin? I always wear hijab, identify who I am. They ask me when I wasn't friends. I go through metal detectors, they still pat me down. It gets too offensive, this stops now. Where's the unity?
With the unity.
Yeah. Where's the unity?
What makes a film great is subjective. There's not a hard and fast formula, and that you can break down and say, okay, this makes a great film and this does not. However, there are certain elements that are true of all great films. Something that there's a thread that runs through them. The first is the story.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. That's one of the things everybody who knows anything about film, all the people you hear talking about films, the good directors, is the story. What's the movie about? And oftentimes when you find a movie that you don't like, it's because of the story. It's not the special effects. The special effects are fine. The actors are fine. But then you just come away, it's like something just didn't work there. You can't really even express it what it is. The average person can't really express it. But if you go back and you examine it, if you could do that, you'd recognize it's the story. Something about the element of that person telling the tale visually through that medium wasn't true. Something about it was weak. And you'll find it's rarely ever the acting. Sometimes it's the acting. Sometimes it's the technology. But most often it's the story. Okay. And so for us, when we decided we were going to make film, we had to recognize there had to be a foundation for us. And the foundation for us was, if you told a story about virtues, stories about courage. Courage has no boundaries, no limitations in the world. There's no such thing as Japanese courage or Puerto Rican courage or African American courage. Courage is courage. Everybody recognizes it when they see it on the screen or any medium. And if you read it in a book, you know courage. Justice, again, that's nothing. There's no group of people or any time period that has a distinction or refined boundary on justice. So these things transcend culture. They transcend time.
Okay.
So if you build and make films based around those ideas, you can reach the broadest audience because everybody can identify with it. Everybody has a concept of faith and hope. Those ideas, everybody recognizes them when you see them on the screen. So those are the kinds of things like for us. Like the films that we like, I think about It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed, 1946 Frank Capra film. And it's a standard holiday film that everybody shows every Christmas. But there's a reason why they do it every Christmas. There's a reason why that film, done back in 1946, still keeps being brought back into the 21st century.
Okay.
The foundation of it is family. The foundation of it is a faith in the goodness of human beings, the foundation of people believing that if you work together and help each other, support each other, great things can happen. And that, again, that resonates with everybody. Everybody recognizes family. Everybody recognizes pulling the concept of pulling together and working. So that storyline works, and that's why generation after generation, that movie, it'll never stop being shown. As long as as long as there's film, as long as we have an interest in people wanting to see film, that movie will go on. And that's the kind of the films that we want to do. We want to make films that have those core values that will always be recognized, and people will always want to see them because they're universal.
Okay. As a filmmaker, do you feel that it's the job of the director or the producer or the person who's putting the film together to really, how do I say, have a responsibility to really give culture to people, or should we just take whatever's out there and say, well, this is what's hot, so let's build on that? What is your ideas on that?
Well, to express that, I would have to go back to our foundation, and that is that my brother and myself, we were born, initially, we were born in the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we were raised always to believe that we had an obligation as African Americans or black people, as we were referred to back then, to do good for our people, for ourselves and for our people. That we could not escape or pass off the responsibility of what needed to be done for our people to recover from the experience of slavery to anyone else. That was our responsibility as African American people, African Americans who we called ourselves Muslims at the time under his leadership, and that was the core essence of what is our upbringing as a people, as a family. That it is our obligation, particularly as African Americans, to do what we can and should to make a life better for ourselves, but not just us as individuals, but the group picture. We were always made conscious of the fact that slavery put us down as a race. We were put down as a race, not as individuals. And the only way we're going to rise is as a race, not as individuals.